Chemistry is the scientific discipline involved with elements and compounds composed of atoms, molecules, and ions, their composition, structure, properties, behavior, and the changes they undergo during a reaction with other substances. In the scope of its subject, chemistry occupies an intermediate position between physics and biology. It is sometimes called the central science because it provides a foundation for understanding both basic and applied scientific disciplines at a fundamental level. For example, chemistry explains aspects of plant chemistry, botany, the formation of igneous rocks, geology, how atmospheric ozone is formed, and how environmental pollutants are degraded, ecology, the properties of the soil and the moon, cosmochemistry, how medications work, pharmacology, and how to collect DNA evidence at the crime scene, forensics. Chemistry addresses topics such as how atoms and molecules interact via chemical bonds to form new chemical compounds. There are two types of chemical bonds. Number one, primary chemical bonds, example, covalent bonds in which atoms share one or more electrons. Ionic bonds in which an atom donates one or more electrons to another atom to produce ions, cations, and anions. Metallic bonds and two secondary chemical bonds, example hydrogen bonds. Van der Waals force land bonds, ion interaction, ion dipole interaction, etc. Etymology. The word chemistry comes from a modification of the word alchemy, which referred to an earlier set of practices that encompassed elements of chemistry, metallurgy, philosophy, astrology, astronomy, mysticism, and medicine. Alchemy is often seen as linked to the quest to turn lead or other base metals into gold, though alchemists were also interested in many of the questions of modern chemistry. The modern word alchemy in turn is derived from the Arabic word alchemia. This may have Egyptian origins since alchemia is derived from the Greek Kenia, which is in turn derived from the word Kemet, which is the ancient name of Egypt in the Egyptian language. Alternatively, alchemia may derive from cast together. Modern principles. The current model of atomic structure is the quantum mechanical model. Traditional chemistry starts with the study of elementary particles, atoms, molecules, substances, metals, crystals, and other aggregates of matter. Matter can be studied in solid, liquid, gas, and plasma states in isolation or in combination. The interactions, reactions, and transformations that are studied in chemistry are usually the result of interactions between atoms leading to rearrangements of the chemical bonds which hold atoms together. Such behaviors are studied in a chemistry laboratory. The chemistry laboratory stereotypically uses various forms of laboratory glassware. However, glassware is not essential to chemistry, and a great deal of experimental as well as applied industrial chemistry is done without it. A chemical reaction is a transformation of substance into one or more different substances. The basis of such a chemical transformation is the rearrangement of electrons in the chemical bonds between atoms. It can be symbolically depicted through a chemical equation which usually involves atoms as subjects. The number of atoms on the left and the right in the equation for a chemical transformation is equal. When the number of atoms on either side is unequal, the transformation is referred to as a nuclear reaction or radioactive decay. The type of chemical reactions a substance may undergo and the energy changes that may accompany it are constrained by certain basic rules known as chemical laws. Energy and entropy considerations are invariably important in almost all chemical studies. Chemical substances are classified in terms of their structure, phase, as well as their chemical composition. They can be analyzed using the tools of chemical analysis, example spectroscopy and chromatography. Scientists engaged in chemical research are known as chemists. Most chemists specialize in one or more subdisciplines. Several concepts are essential for the study of chemistry. Some of them are: matter. In chemistry, matter is defined as anything that has rest, mass, and volume. It takes up space and is made up of particles. The particles that make up matter have rest mass as well. Not all particles have rest mass, such as the photon. Matter can be a pure chemical substance or a mixture of substances. Atom. The atom is the basic unit of chemistry. It consists of a dense core called the atomic nucleus, surrounded by space occupied by an electron cloud. The nucleus is made up of positively charged protons and uncharged neutrons, together called nucleus, while the electron cloud consists of negatively charged electrons which orbit the nucleus. In a neutral atom, the negatively charged electrons balance out the positive charge of the protons. The nucleus is dense. The mass of a nucleon is approximately 1836 times that of an electron, yet the radius of an atom is about 10,000 times that of its nucleus. The atom is also the smallest entity that can be envisaged to retain the chemical properties of the element, such as electronegativity, ionization potential, preferred oxidation states, coordination number, and preferred types of bonds to form, example metallic, ionic, covalent.